Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on KUTV Primetime News. Remember, you can share thoughts with us on our social media platforms on Facebook, KUTV Kenya, and on Twitter, KUTV_Kenya. Right in the discussion, the youth constitute the largest population worldwide, but their voices are so faint in matters pertaining to their welfare. Young people are starkly underrepresented as leaders across development work, from research and policy design to program implementation, in an attempt to amplify the voices of the young persons to the drivers of change and policymakers. Unitalk Kenya has offered a platform for the youth to articulate their matters. Tonight we are joined by Karine Omutoniwase, who is a team leader at Footprints for Change, to expound on the agenda. So Karine.
Yes, Omondi.
Thank you so much for dedicating your time for this discussion.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Right. Now, let us dive deep into the discussion. So, tell us about Unitalk, because the skeleton that probably you have about Unitalk is that it's a platform that, gives the youth a chance to express themselves, articulate their issues. But you could tell us deeply, what is Unitalk and what is it about?
Okay, so Unitalk is short for Youth Unite and Talk. And it is a program that was launched by UNICEF here in Kenya, but it is a global platform that has been used to ensure that young people's voices matter and are incorporated when it comes to policy and program design.
Right.
So when it came to Kenya, it was launched early this year, and it's now, the short form is Unitalk. So how we describe it is that it's think of it as a safe space, a safe space for young people to air their opinions on issues that matter to them, and also a space whereby young people can get information for personal development.
Right.
The platform itself is basically SMS enabled. It's free SMS on Safaricom and Airtel. It's also social media enabled on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Messenger, on IG and TikTok.
Right.
So it's a platform that has brought the issue of decision making and the issue of participating, youthful, meaningful engagement to the closest realms of young people, which is social media and on our mobile phone. So it's a safe space on your mobile phone. You can share opinions and you can also receive information about issues that can help you develop as a young person.
Right.
Yeah.
Well articulated. Now, probably you could give us a small background check. What really necessitated the coming up of this initiative of Unitalk?
Yeah. So, for the longest time, we've been crying that young people have been at the back front when it comes to designing policies and programs, especially policies and programs that are pertaining to issues that relate to them. Most of the time, you find that it's a sort of a top-down approach when it comes to designing. A young person will come and they'll already find a program designed, a policy designed, but they had no stake. Their voice did not, or their voice and their experience did not matter, was not incorporated when it comes to developing that policy and program. So Unitalk is basically a platform that UNICEF has brought to ensure that now, if there's an issue that young people are facing and you need a policy and a program about it, can you go and consider the voice of the young people? Can they be part and parcel of informing that policy and that program? And basically, when they collect the opinions are shared to policy development makers, EU, AU, all these agencies that actually draft programs and policies for young people, leverage on the information that Unitalk collects. And something I might have forgotten to make, we're running a popular campaign, what we're calling Dandia Rada, as you can see on my gear. So Dandia Rada is the popular campaign to actually raise awareness about Unitalk to young people. They need to know the platform, they need to know how to join it. So the way that we can actually make it easier and speak the language of the young people is through Sheng. So unaweza Dandia Rada with Unitalk.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Now, probably I would want to know who exactly are the target audience. Are they the youth, or it is also, initiative for the policymakers as well?
The primary target is the young person.
All right.
And it's interesting because it actually has an age category. So we know that a young person is somebody under 35, but for Unitalk, we are primarily targeting to onboard young people between the ages of 14 to 24. But that does not mean that as a young person above 24 that you cannot join the platform and air your opinion. Just that the primary target audience is young people between 14 and 24, those in high schools, in primary and in university, both male and female.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, probably from your interactions with the youth so far who have, found the initiative better, something good for them, and they have articulated their issues. What are some of the issues that are affecting the youth, and probably that some of these issues that you are giving a better focus on?
Okay. So I think one of the things that one of the very earliest things that the platform did, they usually run polls every Fridays, and one of the polls was looking at how COVID-19 has affected children and youth in Kenya. And I think for me, three key things stood out. One One was a silent pandemic that we rarely talk about, and that is the issue of mental well-being.
Sure.
So you'd find that a lot of young people would say, I got depressed, I lost my job, I fell into this type of behavior. So mental wellness is something that actually the platform is trying to highlight. They actually, after developing that, after that opinion that was collected, they gave chatbot that can help young people get tips on how to manage mental wellness issues, depression, stigma, and stuff like that. The second one is unemployment, and I think we all know the issue of the unemployment, especially in our country, Kenya. And lastly is just the issue of misrepresentation and underrepresentation of young people. Young people want to be heard. Young people's voices, they have agency and voices that they want to be recognized and legitimized and actually used to build this country.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, probably because I get a chance to look at the data that is on the website. From the empirical data that we saw is that ladies open up much compared to the male counterparts. What are some of the factors that are leading to this? Why is it that men refrain from opening up to some of these issues affecting them?
Yes, I actually think that the platform does have a lot of a female more than male, but it's a small percentage, like I think a 4% difference of the people that have onboarded. So UNICEF is working with different partners on ground to popularize this platform and to onboard. And one of the earliest partners that they worked with was Kenya Girl Guides Association. So you'd find that most of the people who joined the platform early on were young women, female. So you'd find that they're also the same people who ended up participating more onto the platform. So I'd say there wasn't like any deliberate need to target young people, just that the type of partner that was engaged on the onset actually ended up onboarding a lot of females. But that aside, I do believe that also young women have been empowered. Young women's agency is something that the country has really tried to highlight. So you find that we are being encouraged to speak out more. And this is a platform that is anonymous. This is a platform that nobody's going to bash you.
Sure.
So they use that opportunity to actually ensure that their opinions and their voices are being heard and incorporated on the platform.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, still focusing on the youth, there's been an outcry that the youth are misrepresented and they're alienated from the frameworks of policy development, from the design to the implementation. So what are some of the contributing factors? Why is it that youths they feel that they're really alienated from some of these policies that are being brought on board to help them?
Yeah. I think for me, that question is very interesting. There's a very famous Chinese philosopher, I think Lao Tzu, who said that if you don't trust people, then you make them untrustworthy. And that's the same thing that young people are facing right now. For the longest time, we are not trusted. Our experiences, our voices are disregarded. So it becomes very easy for us to be overlooked. We are called inexperienced. We are told that we don't have the knowledge and the skills to actually build this nation, to actually inform policies and programs. So that, again, continues to contribute to the marginalization, the alienation. There's also the fact that, the leadership itself, youth leadership, youth power is not an agency that is being used to build this country. It's not something that people are willing to invest in to ensure that we actually are able to speak up. And the fact that we are not incorporated when it comes to decision making, to research, to policy, to program development, then again, it becomes a ripple effect. It becomes a cycle that we're continuing to feed that's going to ensure that we actually keep the biggest population of our country, the largest population of this continent, at the sidelines. Well, they should be at the center of policy and program development for this nation and any other nation in Africa.
But then when you talk about the marginalization, it is true that some of these leaders who are at the forefront of designing these policies, they would say that the youth don't have the experience, because we would argue that they were also youth at some point, so they're leveraging on that the experience they had when they are youth and coming to grow up to be adult and stuff. So do you think the reasoning that they are having, should it be termed as wrong, maybe?
I think it's about time that we change that, because think of this, if that's the same reasoning that they have, it means that us as young people as well, we're not going to be young forever.
Sure.
We're going to end up also mistrusting the generation that is behind us. And I think that's one of the things that I appreciate about the work that Footprints for Change does. We empower children, that at the age of 14 and 15, you're able to articulate your goals, you're able to articulate the issues in your country and actually develop initiatives that can help change at community level.
Right.
Yes, experience, and then experience is not just books. We need to also recognize and widen our scope when it comes to experience. It's not just about how many degrees you have or how many years of experience that you have. There's also those real lived experiences that could better inform policies and programs, but only if that agency is recognized. So let's not undermine the potential that young people have. Plus, we are willing to learn.
Sure.
walk with me, hold my hand. You're my elder, I respect you. I have a lot that I can learn from you, and there's a lot that you can leverage from me. So let's try and bridge that divide and ensure that we don't pass this along to the next generation.
All right, sure. Now, it will be very important that you tell us probably from the launching of Unitalk in Kenya, what are some of the success stories that can be alluded from this program? How has it so far impacted the lives of the young people?
Yeah, no, I think so. UNICEF, through the Unitalk platform, has been able to work with a lot of institutions and organizations that work with young people. Kenya Scouts Association, KGGA, National Youth Council, State Department of Youth, Footprints for Change, I Choose Life. And through all that, there's recently an innovation week, Kenya Innovation Week at Kenya School of Governance. So the Unitalk was able to link some startup entrepreneurs to the Innovations Week to gain more skills. There are some young Unitalkers who actually are able to earn points and got an opportunity to attend the Kenya Innovations Week as well. There was also an entrepreneurship training that they conducted, which was as a result of a poll that they did, and young people said that, we want more skills. So they ended up creating an entrepreneurship training that they sponsored over 100 young people to go and participate in that. We have also seen that young people are continuously getting tips. I think that's the biggest success. They launched a chatbot on mental wellness. So if you text tips to 20204, you'd be able to get information on how you can manage your own mental well-being. And continuously we're seeing that the voices of young people are being incorporated and used to inform policies and programs that are now coming back to aid and help young people. And also the fact that now young people have a platform that is close to them, a platform that understands them, that gives them the opportunity, free, by the way, to contribute, to ensure that whatever initiatives that come to your community are actually as a result of your voice, as a result of your experience as a young person.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very interesting initiative. You're a bit fast on trying people. How do they get tips? You said it's texting the word tips too?
You text the word tips to 20204. So that's the USSD code that is being used even for joining. It's 20204. So if you text tips to 20204, you'll start now getting prompts on the mental wellness issues, but you have first to register for the platform in order for you to be able to receive this information and many more information that's coming up.
Right. So that would lead probably to our next question. For the youth who would want to be part of this great initiative, how do they join you? Probably where are you located? Where you have a physical location, online presence, how do they get to locate you?
Yeah. So I think one of the things that we need to actually, the disinformation that we need to counter is that Unitalk is not it's not like a physical space. There's no physical office that you'll go to find Unitalk, but it's a national platform. It's a national platform which is social media enabled, which is SMS enabled, and all you have to do in order for you to join is to text the word join, that is JOIN, to 20204. Within Safaricom or Airtel, the SMSs are for free. What you get after texting the word join is a couple of questions just to gauge your demographic. Where are you from, which county, which constituency, what's your gender, how old are you? And then the last question that they ask you is, how did you hear about the Unitalk platform? We're encouraging any young person who's watching me, if you are trying to join, when you get to that question, how did you hear about Unitalk? There's so many options. So you choose option J, which is Dandia Rada. I had it through Dandia Rada. So there's so many options. So you choose option J, Dandia Rada, and then there's a congratulation message that comes. So that's how you join via SMS. If you want to join via WhatsApp, they have a WhatsApp number. It is 0703 202040. That is 0703 202040. And you can also, so you just text the word join to that number, and then you'll be able to be onboarded through the same process. They're on Telegram, they're on Messenger, Unitalk Kenya, on IG and Twitter, Unitalk Kenya, and you'll be able to join the platform.
Right. Thank you so much for that. Probably now, as we wind up, what message will you be having for the youth concerning, matters pertaining to the policies, now that you brought a good initiative that enables the youth to articulate their issues and be part of change makers, the drivers for change, which was the theme of our topic of discussion tonight.
I love that.
Sure. So what will be your final message to them as we wind up this discussion?
I think it's about time that as young people we also stop alienating ourselves from platforms that have for long been used to craft policies and key issues when it comes to nation building. If it's a matter of policy, then we need to understand what is this policy and really dissect that policy to the point that we really understand it and can even explain it it in our own mother tongue. Secondly, we need to, just stop crying out loud. And, as victims, yes, we've been marginalized, we've been alienated, but we also have the power, we also have the skills and the necessary knowledge for us to be able to rise above these challenges and actually be able to inform the change that we need to see in our communities. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take a billionaire to do amazing stuff. We work at Footprints to Change, we work with kids who are 14 years old and they're already doing something to improve their community. So don't just wait for your mheshimiwa or wait for the next for the coming elections for you to inject that need for change in your community. Start now. Start with what you have. Partner with another young person. There's power in youth. There's power in youth leadership, and I believe that it's about time that we start showing the force of our numbers, not just use it as a statistic, but also use it as a case study and as a testimony.
Right.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that. Maybe because my director is asking me, do you people have social media on social media platforms? Where do they get to locate you, and probably the website as well?
Okay, so on social media, I've actually also said that it would be good for you guys to follow Unitalk Kenya on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. So the username is Unitalk Kenya. That is YUNITOK Kenya. And then also the website is www.unitalk.in. www.unitalk.in.
Right. So thank you so much, Karin Umutoniwase.
Yes.
Maybe you could pronounce it better.
No, you said it right. It's Umutoniwase, but I'm sure most of my friends already make fun of me. It's Umutunguyas, Umutoniwa Streets, a lot of things. But thank you so much.
All right. I really appreciate it. Thank you for dedicating your time for this discussion.
Great.
We hope to have you here probably again and again until youth get to know that they now have a chance to create a change, to be part of the policies that are being made for them.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that discussion.
Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Right. Now it's time we take another very short break here on KUTV Primetime News. We shall be coming back with more. Stay with us.